Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk about the University of Idaho murders, and I want to talk about some of the audio that we're hearing from these surveillance videos and body cam. So far we have the food truck video where you can see two of the victims of the University of Idaho murders, Kaylee and Maddie, on it. Then we have the body cam footage where some believe you can hear a girl yelling stop. Then we have this new audio that comes from footage, but the person who released it does not want to release the video because they want the police to be able to do what they need to do with it. But it's pretty interesting to me. So the first video we all saw was Maddie and Kaylee at the food truck, and the most interesting part of it is when they're waiting for their food to be done and Kaylee is reaching in trying to grab the food like playfully, and apparently like this guy behind him kind of tells her to stop or something, and she says F you to that guy. So that guy is at the food truck kind of watching them, but they don't act like they're really with him. They kind of act like they don't want to be with him. And they leave separate directions. And I've heard that he said he was just watching out for them, making sure they were okay. So then there was the body cam footage, and you could hear a girl saying, "Stop it, stop." And it could be someone that was around the officer. Maybe it wasn't Kaylee, but some have said it sounded like Kaylee. And after hearing this new audio, I feel like it sounds even more like Kaylee. And so I have a theory on how she could have been closer to the officer, because in the body cam audio, she sounds really close. And it doesn't sound like she's at her house, you know? So I'm kind of tying this theory all together from what I know. So the third video is audio. We don't have the video, but we have audio of Kaylee and Maddie and the hoodie guy walking towards the food truck. So in that audio, you hear a girl say, "Maddie, what did you say to Adam?" And then Maddie says, "I told him everything." And if you compare that voice to the stop it voice, they sound the same. And we believe this is Kaylee's voice. So, as a girl, what goes through my mind with all this scenario is Kaylee and Maddie are drunk. They're best friends. They're at the corner club. They possibly run into a guy named Adam. Maddie's drunk and tells him something that perhaps Kaylee wanted to be kept secret. Perhaps Adam is a friend of Kaylee's ex-boyfriend. And Maddie tells Adam, I'm just guessing here, Kaylee wasn't faithful when she was with her ex-boyfriend. She never wanted to be with him. Something that would make her ex-boyfriend really mad. Or maybe her ex-boyfriend thinks they're getting back together and she's telling Adam that that's not even true. Kaylee doesn't want to get back with him. She's just leading him on until she moves. Something like that. So then they leave, and maybe Kaylee says, you were talking to Adam a long time, and maybe Maddie's like, oh, I'm drunk and I accidentally told him too much. And then Kaylee's like, Maddie, what did you say to Adam? And Maddie's like, I told him everything, sorry, I just can't help it. Perhaps that's what happened. Then they know this Adam guy is going to look out for his homie. He's going to call the ex-boyfriend, tell him all this stuff. So then that is why the phone calls were made. Maybe the ex-boyfriend called one of them or left a voicemail or even told Adam, this pisses me off. I'm going to take care of matters. I want to talk to them. I'm going to come to their house. Something like that. And that's why Maddie and Kaylee made the phone calls frantically to the ex-boyfriend that night to kind of say, oh, that's not what really happened, or she was making it up. They were going to pacify him and make it not sound so horrible. And so Kaylee was making all those phone calls, but then Maddie felt responsible, so she made a call too, because they said that Maddie made a phone call to Kaylee's ex-boyfriend as well. So the phone calls ended at 2:52. Now the body cam audio is at 5 minutes later, I think. So what could have happened was her ex is at that party that all those kids are leaving and getting in trouble for drinking and driving. Maybe she went down there to talk to him, and it is her voice saying, stop it, stop. And it could have been closer because she went to that party to find him. Or maybe sound travels and he showed up at their house right after they made all those calls, and she was out front and then says, stop it, stop. And maybe he didn't even have a knife at the time. Maybe he was pushing her or something. So that's what I think could happen with the Adam thing, and still tie it into her ex-boyfriend. Now, of course, there could be another part of it where the Adam guy gets told something that makes him mad, and maybe Adam's the one who committed the murders. And, all that I just said could be the same, only with Adam getting mad about what he heard, and Kaylee kind of frantically asking Maddie, like, what'd you tell him? Because, he's going to be mad. Something like that is what's going through my head right now. I mean, I could be totally wrong. But I just can remember, friends in the past, they drink too much and they tell too much. And then they admit it to their friend because they kind of use the drunk thing as an excuse. And they know their friend is like, oh yeah, you were drunk, but that made me mad. But so that's what I'm thinking right now. Also was thinking about how the family is really upset this case hasn't been solved. But it could be because it's a small town, I guess. But like in my city, cases don't get solved very quickly, and everybody's kind of used to that. So I don't know if because it's a small town, they expect the cases to be solved. Or is it that the family knows who did it and they want to know why the police haven't arrested that person yet, because they know it should be easy because even they know who did it? Is that maybe the case? I don't know. But I just wanted to talk about this theory. Subscribe if you're new, and thanks for watching.
You told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. And guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away.